The good, the bad, and the odd. It's a thing.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd. We're your hosts, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
Right, so this is a Daisy Daisy episode. Our last film was your choice, right? It was your choice. It
Yeah.
was Guillermo Del Toro's Frankenstein, starring Oscar Isaacs, Christoph Waltz, Mia Goth, and so on.
Yeah.
So this was my choice, and I picked a Guillermo del Toro film. That I went off the director for this one,
Mm.
and I was in that kind of mood for Blade 2, to be honest. But then I was thinking, you know what? I haven't seen Hellboy in probably 20 years. I don't think. So I decided to pivot to Hellboy, which I remember liking quite a lot when it came out. I remember the CGI being a bit shonky, which it surprisingly wasn't. I felt watching
Yeah, the
this.
CGI, I think it's
Yeah,
because there was a lot of practical effects that the CGI was enhancing
yeah,
versus being CGI full characters.
yes. It was better. The CGI was better than I remember. I always kind of, and I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. And I thought I didn't remember any of it, but as I watched it, it's like, oh yeah, I remember that bit. I remember that bit, and so
Mm.
on. So yeah, this isn't a first watch for you, is it, or is it?
No, I've seen it before.
You've seen it before. But I don't know about you, but I haven't seen this. I think the last time I watched this was when I first got the DVD, which probably was 2006 or so.
Yeah,
And I
probably. It's
don't
been that sort of length
remember.
of time.
Yeah, I don't
So,
remember watching it since. I've watched Golden Army, which is I
yeah,
think is a less memorable film, but I still remember bits of it. And I've watched
yeah.
the 2019 film, and I was kind of shocked just now to read there's another Hellboy film called I can't remember what it's
Oh,
called.
the like Hollow Man or something like that.
Something like that, right? But it
Something to
doesn't.
that effect,
It
yeah.
doesn't even have David Harbour in. So yeah,
Crooked Man, yeah.
Cookie Man. I have seen the anim. There's an animated film too. I think there's two animated films, right? But I have seen one of those, and it was quite good. It was all right, but I can't remember much about it.
Oh, Hellboy the Crooked Man was already released, apparently.
Yeah, it's been related. It said 2024 in the thing I
Yeah.
looked at, but
Uh,
there's been also, I believe, two animated films, and one of them I've seen, but I didn't
mm,
even know about the other one. Um, um,
mm.
Okay, let's do non-spoilery stuff. I know it's
Yeah.
22 years old now, but let's do non-spoiler. What did you think of the film?
Yeah, fun film. Lots of very good like special effects and a weird sort of I will admit I've not read the comics, so I don't know fully in the context of that, though the comics do actually make a sort of cameo in the film.
I do.
Uh, but yeah, I like this the like how they present Hellboy in this and the whole BRPD.
Yeah, I like. What's
Yeah.
BRPD? Is that
Sorry, the
what you?
BPRD
What's that?
is the department that they're working
Oh, I
for.
see. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's the Bureau of
Paranormal.
Paranormal
That
Research
because
and
they claim
Developments or
doesn't
something
exist.
like that.
Jeffrey
Yeah.
Tambor pops up and claims it doesn't exist as like a
Mm.
shithole politician type, right?
Yeah.
Um, who could kind of hold his own, it turns out, somewhat. We find
Yeah.
out. We think he's going to be a like spineless, what's it? But he's not that bad. Anyway, yeah, I really quite enjoyed this. I thought the CG really stood up actually, and it didn't look like, or maybe the occasional one, but mostly it didn't look like that weightless physics. Disconnected from real physics kind of CG you often got around this
Yeah.
era. It was better than that. It was better than that. And I quite enjoyed it. And I thought Ron Perlman was iconic.
Mm.
It's really hard to imagine anyone ever doing it better than Ron Perlman, to be honest. And
Yeah.
I liked how the character was kind of downplayed. Sorry,
Mm.
and I don't know the comics enough to know whether that was a proper reflection of the character, but I like how he was kind of quiet when he wasn't fighting and just thoughtful and stuff like that. I quite
Mm.
like that. I also really like Selma Blair. I thought she was really good as Liz.
Yeah.
Um, and John Hurt was, yeah, it was John Hurt, right?
Yeah. John
He's
Hurt
always,
kind of always owns the scenes he's in.
oh yes, John Hurt.
So,
But yes, I enjoyed this greatly. So
mm.
let's get into spoil. Oh, before we do, have you seen the sequel?
Yeah.
You like? What do you think of
Yeah.
that?
I enjoed the sequel. Like I
I
really quite
enjoyed it,
enjoyed it.
but I just don't find it as memorable. It's like, is it
Yeah.
a Chinese mythology they're going to, or something, or Mongolian?
No, it's like elves.
Oh, it's elves.
Yeah,
Okay,
they lean a bit more into sort of more fantasy
fantasy.
versus like cosmic horror that this one does.
Yeah,
So
this is
there's like
proper
I think it's
cosmic
called
horror.
Troll Town, which like there's a basically it becomes more like Men in Black, where people casually walk up to like someone, it's like, okay, like I know you're a troll, give me this information, sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
So,
Right, I see. Um, Apparently this is quite strongly based on the original debut comic called Seed of Destruction, which I kind
okay,
of want to read now. I might dig see if I can get a copy and read it. I guess it might be exist as a graphic novel. I'll look into that. But I kind of want to see it now. Um, the bit of the CGI that didn't really work for me was the little Hellboy. It kind of worked, but it looked too
yeah,
cutesy.
when
Way
they
too cute.
literally go like, oh, it's a monkey, like it's a
Yeah,
tiny little creature, and they
little
go,
imp
no,
thing.
it's a boy, and it's like, no, he's no, he does
No, he's
not look
not any
like a
of
boy
those. He's
there.
not any of those. But yeah, all right, let's get into spoilers. So we start here with a good old, Nazis using the occult thing.
Yeah,
So all that. They're interestingly, it's on an island off of Scotland
yeah,
where the
that
ley
famous,
lines converge,
yeah,
and somehow they've resuscitated Rasputin.
yeah.
Uh, Rasputin's like the big bad on Earth in this one, right?
Yeah, the Rasputin is essentially a priest of these demonic gods called the Ogdru Jihad.
Yeah. So we
Uh,
are
s-
getting into something that parallels Lovecraftian
yeah,
um cosmic horror, right? There's
mm,
definitely a vibe of that. There's a lot of tentacles, things
mm,
like that, for example. But the Ogdru Jihad and the
yeah,
various writings we see on the screen about them sound a lot like the
yeah.
Lovecraftian
It's a
things.
lot of like, oh, they're sleeping in another dimension, but boy, when they wake up, it's going to
Yeah,
be terrible things
they're
happening.
gonna have trouble.
Very, very sort of true to Lovecraft sort of thing.
Yeah. So the Nazis are up to no good. We see that there's Rasputin seems to be in a couple with this blonde woman who I don't even
Yeah,
know her name. I don't know if she's even like
the
she must
character
have
is
changed.
named Ilsa. They
Ilsa. Oh
did
yeah, he
mention
does
her
say
name.
Elsa. Ilsa, who she's this blonde-haired, striking-looking woman, and
Yeah.
also a clockwork cyborg SS
Yes,
officer,
Cronin. Yeah.
Cronin, who
He's got
basically
like a wind up heart.
he seems to not be easy to kill, and he's like a ninja kind of thing, and he's
Yeah.
constantly pulling out blades and stabbing people and stuff like that, right?
Mm.
We so essentially the Americans get alerted of this and they're storming up the castle. Well, they're not
Yeah.
storming; they're doing it covertly.
Yeah,
They're
they're
going
sneaking up
creepily.
to the castle because
Yeah,
they're going at the behest of Trevor Broom, who's
Trevor
well,
Broom.
Dr. Trevor Broom.
Yeah, which is a young version of
Yeah.
John
Pretty good
Hurt's character.
likeness.
Not bad. This guy
He wasn't
reminded
a
me
great
also a
actor
bit.
though,
No,
but
he kind of reminded me a bit of Norman Reedus as
yeah.
well. He had that kind of. It's not Norman Reedus, but he had that kind of vibe. Um,
Yeah.
so basically they see this they're mixing up science and black magic, and they're trying to open
Yeah.
this portal, but they get grenaded.
Yeah, they get grenaded
And the
pretty
fight
quickly.
starts. But then things do get sucked through the portal. We do see, for example, an arc light get sucked through the portal and then thrown through space, going towards this weird, almost
Crystal.
like
It's
crystal
like a big
formation in space. Yeah,
yeah. It looks
but
kind of like the Fortress of Solitude, but
it does a
in
bit. It
space
reminded me of
and writhing
those
underneath it.
crystals that
Yeah.
grow in caves, because they
Yes.
liquid.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of.
Yeah. But
However,
writhing inside of them
there's
is
something
something
inside them.
squiddy, and there's eyes.
His
So,
eyes, because an eye tracks the arc light as it floats past, right? So we
mm,
know that there's something up there. Um,
mm,
but it all the portal's been open for quite a while. There's a big fight, machine
mm.
guns, Nazis getting blown up. The Allies win. Um, so the portal takes in
Yeah, it pulls in Rasputin.
Rasputin. Um,
And it's after like a really weird effect where he's kind of like bits of him tear off, but it's like he was liquid. Not
yeah,
it's not like chunks of him get ripped out.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
it's not
his
bits.
skin
It's not
comes off
like
him.
an 8-bit thing. It's like
No,
liquid. It gets converted into a liquid.
yeah, he kind of
But
gets lobbed
Ilsa
in, and
escapes.
then
Oh,
yeah,
he does say to Ilsa just before it all kicks off. When it does kick off, he goes, "This book contains what you need to stay forever young."
mm,
Um, and we also see the robot guy. Now it says in Wikipedia. Now I was a little confused about this because in the Wikipedia it says the robot guy escapes. However, we see him impaled
He gets
and
impaled.
powered down.
Yeah. And then they look, it's one of those that like
Oh, they
he
look
helps
and it's
out,
gone.
they look back and the weapon's still impaled on there, but he's
Yeah,
gone.
but he's on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. So he obviously survived that.
Mm.
Then it cuts to 60 years later, 2004. Right.
Mm.
Um.
Well,
Uh.
no, you get the little bit of they hear something
Oh yeah, of
in
course.
the
Yeah.
ruins
Yeah.
and they find the little imp.
Well, they signed an
Uh
imp. One of the soldiers keeps shooting at, but
yeah.
Broom talks him down and sort of says, "No, no, no, this isn't." Because he Broom does make the point. Well, the portal's open a long time. We don't know what might have come through. We've got to
Yeah, we don't
search
know
the
what happened
place.
here. So
Um, and they find this little homunculus red, little
it's just
hell
it looks like a red
toddler,
kind of
a
small monkey. It's
hell
got a
toddler.
tail and it's
Yeah.
also very squat, but it's got a
Uh,
big brick hand.
Yeah,
So
but a broom has a chocolate bar, which
yeah,
helps him bond with the child. And the soldiers kind of take to it and they immediately christen him Hellboy.
yeah,
Um, and we even see him take photos of it with Hellboy, so it's like it looks like one of them conspiracy theory photos, it's one of those. Um,
yeah,
so yes, so Hellboy. I mean, there's a lot of mileage here for having the stuff all before this story, isn't there? In
yeah,
prequels and stuff like that. However, it sets to 60 years later. So John Hurt is now Broom. Is an old man with white mad hair.
yeah.
Um,
He's got the proper Albert Einstein
and
sort of
we
thing.
get introduced to this world by a new agent, an FBI agent, being going up. Oh no,
Yeah.
it starts with a
We
news
see a
report
little bit
saying
of like news reports that
for
are kind of cryptozoology sort of things. So it's
yeah,
like,
that's it.
there's Bigfoot, and also the Hellboy,
The
and we see
Hellboy,
like
and we see a
blurry
fuzzy
pictures, and
picture, the sort of Jersey Devil picture kind of thing, right?
yeah, and there's Jeffrey Tambors on TV. Is like, why do we never get like good cam? Why do people with good cameras never spot
Yeah, and
this?
he goes, "Can you tell us if there is a Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense? Is
Mm.
that a thing?" And he said, He looks at the camera, looks in the camera. I can tell you, there is definitely not a Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense. Next shot, we see a building.
Yeah,
There's the
building.
type of text:
Tell.
Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense. And we
Yeah,
see a bloke on a little motorbike pull up, and it's got a different label on it, like Energy Department of Energy or something.
yeah,
Um,
something like that.
he hits a button, he
The,
goes in,
yeah,
and he meets Broom. Meets
yeah.
Broom.
He meets Broom, and then he very rapidly meets Abe Sapien
Abe
afterwards, who asks
Sapien.
him to.
This was a great suit. This was a
Yes, this
great
is
suit, wasn't it?
incredible.
Doug
It's
Jones in the suit, voiced by not basically Niles from
yeah, it's David Hyde Pierce.
yeah,
So
doing a great voice. Right, you know the voice, right? He did a voice
yeah,
in Treasure Planet, for example, didn't he?
yeah,
A very distinctive voice. Suits Abe Sapien quite well
mm,
as well. Though Doug Jones has got a good voice. He does
yeah. He's in the
character a bit like this in Discovery.
yeah,
And that's his
so
own voice. It would have
yeah,
totally worked as well. But for some,
and yeah. If you've seen a film, you've probably seen Doug Jones in some sort of suit. Like
yeah,
he's
I
in
mean, it was in
pretty
Shape of
much
Water,
everything.
right?
He's
He was
Shape of
in,
Water. He's the
yeah,
Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four. The
right.
first Fantastic Four sequel.
I'd love to
Uh,
see a great Silver Surfer film.
he's this. He's the Faun in Pan's Labyrinth. He was in Mystery Men. Just to go back over the stuff we've
Yeah,
watched.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
He's
you-
he's great. He's a great
yeah,
performer, and he's a good actor in Discovery. He's one of the
yeah.
best things in the new. Well, not new. It's not new now. It's about 10 years old. The Star
Star
Trek
Trek Discovery.
Discovery
Yeah,
series.
Saru, right?
Say what?
Saru. That's his name, right?
Yes, yes, that's right. I'd forgotten, but yeah, that's his character,
Yeah.
and with a great arc as well. So I really
Okay.
like his character. He's the best, one of the best things in it, apart from when Pike turns up, right, and Spock and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
anyway, so he meets Abe Sapien, which must be a shock. And Broom's
Yeah.
saying things like, "I need a new FBI guy. I hand selected you from 60
Yeah.
of the top students. Don't disappoint me,
Yeah.
or try to live up to my expectations, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, and I've forgotten that agent's name now.
Miles, I think his name is.
Myers,
Yeah,
Myers,
Myers. Yeah.
Myers. Yeah, yeah, he looks like a bit like a young Brad Pitt. A bit, not slightly, right? Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so he's our audience
Yeah, our audience
surrogate,
surrogate.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
getting introduced to this world,
he's the
and then
person that's there so that they can ask questions. He isn't really needed in the film because they kind of just
get on with
we've
it,
already
don't they?
had the main explanation that you'd need.
Yeah,
So
Hellboy's here, but basically, Hellboy's kept as the muscle almost.
yes,
Whenever
yeah,
something weird happens,
Hellboy
um,
is well, I say kept. He apparently keeps breaking out.
oh
So
yeah,
and
and it's got a weird adaptation that he or not that weird actually when you see him, but the his horns he keeps them he puts an angle
shaved
grind on
down.
so
Yeah,
they're flatter.
yeah. So he's
But he
kind of
is
just got
massive.
discs on his head,
He's
and yeah, he's like 7 foot tall.
Yeah, and he's got a massive arm.
Yeah,
What a great suit this is, man.
yeah,
It still allows Ron Perlman to get some acting through it.
yeah,
Um, but he's considering he's got fake teeth, fake jaw, and everything like that. It's
yeah.
quite
It's
amazing.
basically just kind of like a disc around his like actual facial features that's
Yeah.
left of him, and that's still painted red, just so we're
Yeah, I
clear.
mean, it's only the only real bits of him we're seeing are probably his eyes, his nose, and his top lip,
Yeah,
right?
and they actually
Um,
make a joke because I know Hellboy in the comics just has like flat yellow eyes,
yeah,
and they find like a Hellboy comic in his room. He goes, "I
yeah,
hate those things. They never get my eyes
that's
right."
right. Because
Because he just has like
Myers is
yellow
like,
contacts in.
it's you, it's him. And he
Yeah.
goes, I hate them comics.
Mm.
And he's smoking. Essentially, they find there's something happening at a museum. Um,
Mm.
Hellboy and Abe Sapien turn up, don't they?
Mm.
And they have to fight this creature called a Samiel. Samiel?
It's Samael. It's
Samael.
they like he Hellboy immediately just kind of shoots it and it
Yeah,
drops to the ground. And as he's like walking away, Abe Sapien is just kind of rattling off the sort of nicknames for it because it is a demon. He goes, "Oh
yeah,
yeah, the Hound of Reincarnation." And you
yeah,
just hear a bunch of cracking behind Hellboy, and he goes, "I wish you'd tell me these things quicker."
yeah. Um, Also, yeah, so there is a prolonged fight. Now,
Yeah.
I get confused. There's quite a lot of fights in it, and the fights are really done in an interesting way. They're
Mm.
almost kaiju-like or
Yeah.
Harryhausen like, right? In the it's Hellboy going to town with this
Yeah.
against some creature and being very casual about it because I presume he's so tough and close to indestructible. It's very hard to damage.
Yeah,
So he's
I've
kind of
kind of just
casual.
been operating on the because he's destined to do this one thing, he can't be hurt by anything else, really,
Okay.
in any measurable way.
I
So
mean, he gets a
he
lot
gets
of damage on him,
damaged,
but he kind of
but it just
recovers
yeah,
without
he just
much
kind of rolls
trouble.
with it. I know he gets
Yeah.
quite badly injured in the second film, to the
Okay.
point. Yeah, well, a lot of story stuff happens there, but
Yeah. But this all happens in a fair, and Hellboy's chasing this thing, and Myers is saying, "Wow, these are great costumes, aren't they, guys?" As he's
yeah,
running behind
it's just has to
to
run
the
around past him.
crowds. So there's
Yeah,
a really big fight. Does this now I might get confused with another fight. Does this end in the subway? This one, or is that
yeah,
another
they
one?
end this. So
There's a
this
lot
one
of
ends.
subway
Yes.
fighting in this.
Yeah, so this one ends in the subway where there's like a massive scuffle it starts with them like on the street. They go into the sewers, then end up in the subways, and then end up in like a subway station for a while.
Yeah,
And Hellboy gets like stabbed by something that he quickly pulls out of his arm and throws to the side.
yeah.
But the creature gets away for a little bit between the subway tunnels and the subway station.
So he has to go find it. It does actually start to run away from him and run into a train, and he tries
Yeah,
to climb in it, and the guard's punching him in the face to try.
yeah. It's just
Is
like,
this on
hey,
your
yeah,
side? But he actually even goes under the train, and you
yeah,
see, doesn't the train start hitting the tips of his horns and
yeah,
make them red hot and things like that for the
yeah.
Um,
I just realized I've been misremembering it, and I just finished it about 10 minutes before we started recording.
yeah, the fight.
So,
I think
yeah,
there's two fights in
there are
really
two fight.
similar
Yeah,
locations, and it can be a
it
bit confusing to
yeah, it
recount,
is
right?
the same location, and it's a plot point. Because
That's
when I
right,
said,
because they go
yeah,
back to look for
they have,
eggs or
yes,
something,
they
right?
realized the thing he had on him. They say he had this stuck in him for maybe 5 seconds, and he pulled it out and threw it to the side. It
Yeah.
laid 3 eggs in his arm. It's like,
Oh yeah,
ugh.
that's right. That's right. Which
So they're like, in
they
five
know.
seconds, yeah, they go 5 seconds, it laid 3 eggs. How
Yeah,
long did you lose it for? It's like,
yeah.
okay,
And what
this is
they
bad.
say is when it dies, it reincarnates into its eggs, but it splits. So
Yeah,
every time you kill it, there's two more. It's a
yeah,
bit
it's a bit of a
like a
Hydra
hydra.
situation.
Yeah, yeah. So they got to deal with that. In in other action, we
Mm,
see we see the Ilsa
yeah,
and the robot guy break into a thing where they kind of
it's a big
get blood.
ceremonious circle
Yeah,
thing, and
that the
they
blood
have a guy that the
stab.
reveal of them is they give gold to him, and he looks at it, and it's got like a swastika on it, and he goes, "Huh?" and then gets stabbed.
They get stabbed, and then the blood tracks through these grooves in the floor, very much like Blade Two. Blade Two has a
Yeah,
very thin,
and Pan's
into the
Labyrinth, if I
middle,
remember
and
correctly.
Pan's over. Yeah, and then Rasputin comes out, slowly
Mm,
rises from this pool of blood that's formed.
yeah,
So Rasputin's back. Um, So we see that Rasputin's back. We see Ilsa and the robot guy. What's the robot guy's name? Cronin.
Cronin.
Cronin
Yeah,
are around. And Broom quickly figures out what's going on, I think,
yeah.
somewhat. Um,
And he sends him back onto the
yeah.
back into the throat because it's like this is sketchy. We know who the sort of person that would summon this sort of thing.
Yeah. After the
Please,
first fight, also Hellboy just
yeah,
clears off because
yeah.
he's out the building,
Yeah,
right?
they figure it out because one of Abe Sapien's powers is he can touch something and see the history of it.
Which is
And it's
really
like,
nifty because we
yeah,
actually see things like the resurrection or
yeah,
of Rasputin through that, don't we? Things like that.
yeah. So
Um,
he touches this knife that got left
and
behind, and
then
he
someone can
sees
touch Abe
Rasputin and
Sapien
Ilsa.
and see it
Yeah,
as
he can
well,
also
right?
project it into people, so that's how
Yeah,
he
Abe
passes the
Sapien's very
information over.
very handy.
Yeah,
Um, so Myers has lost him. He then goes to stands outside like this hospital, just standing
yeah,
there, and Liz Sherman, Selma Blair's character, is walking along, and then someone says, "There's a big red guy out there," and she just kind of
yeah.
she goes outside, and he's just come to visit. So she's checked into this place. Basically, she committed herself because she's got these. She's a
She's got
pyrotechnic. She's a fire starter.
she's got trauma based fire powers
Yeah.
because they all like good fire based superpower characters have them.
Tend to have
But
that, yeah. She says I hate the words fire starter, things like that. So she's a
yeah,
pyrokinetic. I mean pyrotechnic,
mm,
pyrokinetic,
yeah,
which does not bother Hellboy. That's one thing he's definitely not bothered by. Is it flames,
mm,
right? Fire. Um, so he just goes to visit her. He takes her something like a cigarette or something. I can't remember now. Um, so they figure out they've got after all this, once they've pulled the eggs out of his arm, they
yeah,
kind of right, we've got to go search that sewer and clear it all up again. So
yeah,
this is where they go back with various FBI agents. There was one there that was a main one that they said
yeah,
Hellboy trusts him called Clay.
yeah.
Um,
There's a couple
who
of other
there
nameless sort of red shirts
yeah,
there.
there's a couple of other ones, but Clay is the main. Now I recognised him. He was the dickhead millionaire in the Dalek, in the
Yes,
Christopher
yes, he
Eccleston
was.
Dalek, wasn't he? But yeah, so I was interested to see him.
Yeah,
When was Eccleston's?
that's
Eccleston's was
2006. So it was a
2005.
couple of years after this.
Okay, but yeah, he was pretty good in that.
It's probably
Um,
being filmed around the same time though. So
yeah, yeah. He's also around. So they're trying to look for these eggs.
mm,
However, Hellboy encounters Cronin, doesn't he?
yeah,
So he starts chasing Cronin.
mm,
Abe also finds a set of
Yeah.
eggs, but he's swimming, and
Yeah,
the
they
beasts are
realize that
chasing
there's a
him.
bunch of eggs
Yeah,
underwater, so
and
they're
there's
like,
two
let's just send
chasing
Abe
him,
in.
right? Yeah, yeah.
And he even gets like a special, like I think they said it's like the finger bone of Saint Michael or something like
Wow,
that.
wow. Well,
And
he
they
holds his hands out, and he kind of knows. He's almost like a human metal detector
yeah,
for
because he
eggs,
can
kind of
kind of feel sense the
sense. He
like life, I
doesn't.
guess.
Hellboy punches a hole through a floor at one point.
Yeah, well, he keeps punching holes through things
Things.
several points during the film. I think it's a wall in this
Oh, is it?
instance because
Yeah, and
they're like, oh, it's behind this wall. I can feel all the eggs back there, and
yeah,
they're like,
and
well, can't get back there. We need to get permission. And Hellboy just
yeah.
punches through it and
It
walks up.
feels like now again. I might be confused because there's a lot of underground stuff in it. Is this where they all go in and Hellboy says? The important thing is we all stick together, and immediately all these walls
No,
appear into it.
that's
That's later
later
on.
on.
Okay,
So
all right, yeah, yeah. Okay, so Abe kind of gets chased and has to get away, and he gets
mm,
slightly injured, doesn't he? And they have to
yeah,
put him in a back to tank, basically. Um,
yeah,
um,
which is floating in upside down, which is kind of
yeah,
funny.
yeah, it's
Like
quite
he
funny.
got
And doing
rotated.
a Rubik's
So
Cube. And doesn't he
yeah.
mention I've been doing this for 4 years now, and I've only got two sides.
No, 40 years.
40
Like
years.
he can't figure out a Rubik's Cube, that he's like always the smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
So
So what then happens?
so yeah,
Essentially,
during the fight, Clay gets killed. Like that's kind of just
well, this is weird. I wanted to ask this because at one point, um, Cronin stabs him about 50 times in the
yeah,
chest, right? But then I could have sworn I saw him later, like he'd got better. It can't have been him, right? It must have been just someone who looked
yeah.
like him.
But
Because he's
then
never
yeah,
referenced. He's never referenced after
no.
that. And I never,
Cronin at that point unwinds his heart and just kind of drops to the floor.
yeah, deliberately, right?
Yeah,
Um, so Myers is kind of also, I don't think I'm really cut out for this,
yeah.
and things like this, and they sort of say, go talk to, for some reason they get him to go talk to Liz, or does she pick him? I can't remember. He,
So they're trying to convince her to like rejoin
yeah,
the BPRD, and he convinces her in a more like soft way to approach. Just like, look, oh, sorry, we forgot a whole thing. Rasputin visits her while she's asleep and causes her to have a traumatic dream, which causes her to burn down the whole
which
hospital.
then makes her decide she's going to leave the, well,
Yeah,
she hasn't much
so she's
choice,
like,
right?
I need to find another place to get treatment,
Yeah,
and like Maya suggests, it's like, hey, while you're still looking, how about we stay at the BPRD so you're at least around
yeah,
familiar
and he
people.
takes her out for some coffee,
Yeah,
but Hellboy's
he
kind of
basically has like
jealous.
a normal day with
Yeah,
her.
and Hellboy starts tracking him, which means he's not back. He's
Mm.
breaking out again and left the BPRD alone. You know, there's no
Mm.
one there really because Abe's down.
It's Abe's out for the count, yeah,
Yeah, and
and
Hellboy's
it's
not there.
Broom's hanging around,
Broom's hanging
but
around. So it's Hellboy's kind of following her, and there's some comedy stuff where he's on a roof watching, and
mm,
there's a little kid on the roof, and he just like, does he start eating his rice cake? It looks like a rice cake or something.
it's a
I don't know what it
cookie.
was. Oh, it's a cookie. So it's like a
Yeah,
cookie where they're
like he walks up
disgusting
with a
it.
big tray of like
Oh, it's
cookies, and it's like
cookies.
my
I
mum
couldn't work
baked
out
these.
because it was dark. I couldn't work out how it is, but he's like a bit
Yeah,
annoyed about this, and he even fires a stone at Myers' head, doesn't he?
yeah,
At one point.
yeah.
However,
Wow, this
Broom
is
is back on his own at base,
yeah.
and Robot Nazi turns up. Robo
Yeah.
Nazi.
Well, he
Cronin turns
turns
up.
out he'd like just kind of held himself still and didn't. He just
Yeah.
sits up on a surgical table after we
Oh
get
yeah, we
like
see
his
him with all this
backstory.
stuff off. It's really grim. He's got
Yeah,
no
it's he's
eyelids. He's
like
got no
he's a
lips.
surgical fanatic. So
Yeah.
he's like basically
Self
mutilated
surgery.
himself.
Yeah, so he does eventually set up and put all his own stuff on, and he starts walking downstairs. Broom, he's not phased. He says,
No,
"Well, okay, where's the you're here, so who's holding your leash now?" And then
yeah,
Rasputin's there,
kind
right?
of phases into reality.
Yeah,
And because
so
Broom's been trying to figure out from these little scraps of paper what's going on,
yeah,
and it's like, well, we just need this one last bit, and we can actually figure this out. then yeah, the Rasputin goes, "You'll be the last clue," and the real driving force for Hellboy to for well, he
Yeah,
says I think he uses his proper name, which I can't remember. But it's like you'll be the last force of the boy to come and fulfill his destiny.
yeah,
And they have a bit of a theological debate for a little bit, but it ends with just like John Hurt's character basically going, "Will it be quick?" It's like, "I owe you that much for looking after him for
yeah.
this long."
Yes,
And yeah,
yes.
the Cronin
So
kills
Hellboy
John
is a
Hurt.
major point, it turns out.
Yes.
All right. And we find out that Rasputin wants Hellboy to do his bidding or do something to help him. Basically, Rasputin wants to destroy the world. There's no control.
Mm,
It just wants to release this elder thing and destroy the world. Yeah, and Rasputin's kind of making fun of him and sort of says, "You don't even know his real name." And Broom's like,
mm,
"I know what I call him, son," or
yeah.
something like that, right? Um, and then Rasputin says, "Kill him," and he does stab Broom,
Yeah.
which is quite a shock. Didn't expect. I mean, I
Yeah.
know I've seen it, but it's still a bit of a shock because it's such a
Yeah.
good character, you
They
know.
do establish fairly on that Broom is like basically completely ridden with cancer.
Yeah, and he's
Like they,
keeping that from Hellboy, isn't he?
yeah,
He's
he's
keeping
keeping
that.
it from Hellboy. He's has a lifespan measured in weeks, is what
Oh
they
wow,
say.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Um, so let me think. Okay, so he's out of the picture. Then they start. They know how to get to Rasputin's mausoleum.
Hmm.
And this is the bit I was. They're all together, and but I was confused about this because they're in. Are they in Moscow? They're in Russia,
They're
right?
in somewhere in Russia.
Because
Like so,
Hellboy
Rasputin bribes
actually
some
digs
Russian
up
official.
someone's grave
Yeah,
and brings the skeleton back to life and straps him to his back. Quite a good model, quite a good
yeah,
practical effects here. And meanwhile, the thing's cursing him in Russian,
yeah.
and he's saying, "Oh, this
It's
guy's so negative."
yeah, because no one else can understand Russian. Like
Yeah,
the guy's just like subtitled. It's like if I still had legs, I'd kick your ass.
yeah.
It's
There was
like he's
this.
just talking to Hellboy.
What does he revive that guy for? Was there a reason? I have
They
to.
find a massive, massive graveyard in the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere, and they know they're looking for Rasputin's mausoleum,
And they
and
get
so
into the
they
first level, and he actually hits a fence, and it tumbles quite a way down,
yeah
doesn't it? And we see
yeah.
these massive structures below them. It's not a little place,
Mm.
right?
But
So,
yeah, what the reason they revive the guy is because uh, Hellboy has a thing, and the thing that lets him revive the dead, and they don't know where the mausoleum is
yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
It's
okay.
graveyard. So they
And
find a guy that can tell them. So,
so they're standing here, and he says, "Whatever you do, let's not get separated." And immediately, these
yeah,
walls,
walls just
mechanical
crash
walls,
down and spikes come out of them.
spikes come out the wall. It keeps them all separated, and Hellboy's like.
Yeah,
Myers is there. Myers is there, right?
yeah.
Liz
Maya,
is
it's
there.
Myers, Liz, Jeffrey Tambor's character, who's
Yeah.
called
Manning.
Manning,
Manning.
Hellboy, and a couple of red shirts. The
Yes,
red shirts get got pretty quickly.
they do.
Like, not even by the demons or Rasputin. Like, just they're walking along a bridge. Hellboy says, like, "Hey, can you hold this for me?" And gives like the living corpse to the the
Yeah.
red shirt.
Uh,
Just takes like 3 steps, and the red shirt gets taken out by a giant swinging arm.
yes, a massive. I
Okay.
forgot to mention there was a bit just before this where they're in the sewers looking for the eggs and they kind of find them, and Liz uses her um, powers to basically blast fire through the whole place, which burns all the eggs,
Yes, there's a
burns all the
massive.
existing creatures.
Yeah,
So that
it's a
that
pretty
threat's
intense
over.
fight because there's like 5 of the
Yeah,
Samael creatures,
yeah,
and Hellboy immediately just jumps into a fight with them
yeah.
and
He
starts
does a massive.
killing them. But
Yeah,
they're because the eggs are right there, they just keep piling
coming
out of
back with
them.
more. Yeah, it's
So
great. It's really good. It's really good.
yeah,
But I like how they resolved it. Liz does her
just
thing.
burns everything and knocks everyone out.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Hmm.
So so they're all looking around, and they.
Hmm.
Oh no, actually, does that bit happen in this bit? Oh, there's so much underground stuff. It's hard to know.
Yeah, so
I think
this
that
this
happens
is
in this. The bit we just talked about happens in this bit actually.
yeah.
Um, it's because they find the new nest in all
Yeah,
this. Liz and Myers are together, right?
yeah.
They separated
They
in a
have a
pair.
okay, so they have a weird discussion about maybe Liz likes Myers and maybe likes Hellboy.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah. It's a bit weird.
it's a
This
bit of
situation.
an
The
odd
whole
thing to interject, especially
yeah,
because apparently Myers isn't a character in the comics.
yeah.
So they invented, so Del Toro invented like an original character to
To
have a
add a
love
bit of
triangle with
drama. Yeah,
Hellboy.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah. But Hellboy's with Manning, so Manning does his shit hill stuff a
hmm,
bit, but he's not. You know, he's
yeah.
not
Manning has
spineless.
some very funny bits when
Yeah,
because
it's good.
they get attacked by Cronin, the
Yeah.
Clockwork Nazi,
Yes.
who's like immediately slashes at Manning and cuts his arm. He goes, "Ow! What the hell? What's wrong with you?" It's
Yeah,
like just
it's
in this most
Nazi.
annoyed voice. To
Yeah. He don't care, does he?
yeah,
So yeah, that made me laugh. But Liz doing the incineration thing makes her weak, and
yeah, it
Rasputin
knocks
catches her.
everyone in the
And the
fight
woman,
out.
Ilsa.
Yeah,
Uh,
Ilsa and Rasputin catch him, chain them all up,
yeah.
uh, and strip Liz naked from the looks of it.
Yeah, kinda. It's and I couldn't quite work out what was up in here, but it says in Wikipedia, Rasputin absorbs Liz's soul, which
Yeah,
freezes
he
Hellboy.
basically
He basically
he's like
controls her or
yeah.
something.
So they've got this stone that Hellboy needs to insert the right hand of destiny into, but
Yeah,
he of course won't do it. And he needs to say his true name to unbind himself from these chains, which
yeah,
again he won't do. And they're like,
yeah,
okay. So Rasputin just yoinks Liz's soul, and it's like, so now you're gonna do it, or she ain't getting that back.
yeah.
And he starts
And he starts.
starts to
It
do it.
reminded me a bit of Disney's Hercules. I don't know. There's something about how he's
Yeah,
in the well. All that.
yeah, I know what you
But
mean.
yeah.
He starts to unlock the this rock
Yeah,
thing.
so we see this big tentacle rock thing. Sorry, we see this big rock thing start to break up, and the tentacle
Yeah,
thing
we
inside.
see the thing from the start of the film with the eyes in crystal,
Yeah,
and for a collection of elder gods, they all just look like giant octopuses,
they
which was a
do.
bit disappointing.
Yeah,
So
Myers does Myers kill Elsa? I'm trying to remember. He kill
no, so
base.
what Myers spots that he's got Broom's little crucifix and like rosary beads.
Yeah.
And he basically throws them to Hellboy, shouting like "Remember who you are," sort of
Oh,
thing.
which is enough. Which is
And it
enough
like
to
snaps him
piss
out
him
because
off.
it burns across into Hellboy
His
grabs it and
hand.
it burns across into his hand.
And then we
And
see the cross fade, don't we, as he's
yeah,
thinking, which is kind of
yeah.
cool.
And then he grabs the horns that have now grown, snaps them off, and just guts Rasputin with them.
Yeah. However, there is, though I think he seals up the biggest beast. There is like a spawn of it,
Yeah,
which
so
comes down.
something Rasputin says early on is that every time he's died, he's gone to or the Ogdru Jahad,
Yeah,
and a little bit of them has come back with him each time. So
yeah,
more and more every time he's died. And
yeah.
yeah,
Hellboy's like,
folklorically,
well,
he's
how
died
big
a
can it
lot.
be? How big can
And,
it
and
be?
it's like a giant slug creature with tentacles that's fine. There's apparently from the comics and it's called Behemoth.
Right.
But it's a big tentacle creature that he fights.
But
Uh,
just as he's getting pulled around by tentacles, Myers throws him a big
bandolier of
bandolero of
grenades,
grenades, right?
which he like lets himself get swallowed with the grenades.
And doesn't he say just before he gets swallowed, oh, this is gonna hurt. This is
Yeah,
gonna
it's like
hurt.
this isn't good. This is gonna suck, and just get swallowed. Pop! It
Oh.
bursts the
In
monster.
many respects, funny you should talk about the Men in Black.
Yeah, because that's
It
what
being the
happens
sequel
in
because it's
that.
kind of Men in Black, this isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, he allows the monster to eat him, and then the monster explodes from the inside.
Mm.
Made me think: does a monkey kill something this way as well?
Monkey kills a lot of things
All
like
in all sorts
this.
of ways. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
he does a lot of the I'm just going to shrink down so and get eaten and then beat them up from the inside
Yeah, yeah, and punch
thing.
their stomachs in. Yeah, and
Yeah,
all this. So essentially, he's kind of just like, but
yeah.
he
They
then
go back and
Liz
Liz
is
still does not have a soul. She's dead at this
she's
point.
dead, but
He
uh,
whispers something in her ear.
Yeah. So I
And
thought he was going to do his little spell that he did on the Dead Russian guy, but it's not quite the same,
no,
is it?
no, it's
Um,
something completely different.
yeah,
Because he then says to Myers, it's like, well, I just said, hey, you on the other side. If you don't give her back, I'm gonna come down there, and then
yeah,
you're really gonna regret it.
yeah, and
And
that's enough.
she sits up. So
Yeah, and they
yeah,
kiss, and they kiss.
yeah, and it's oh very sweet, and that's
Yes,
literally as they do a repeat of the John Hurt has a speech right at the start about what is the measure of a man, and they
yes,
just kind of repeat that with Myers
yeah,
saying speaking it instead.
yes.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it's yeah, great film, really exciting. I really liked it. It's a good one.
Mm.
Guillermo Del Toro. I don't know. I'd say it's probably the third or fourth favorite of his English language films. You know, I'd put
Yeah,
say I don't know Frankenstein, Shape of Water, Blade Two above it, but it's
yeah,
really close to Blade Two for me.
yeah,
I mean, it's there's not much in it at all. Um,
yeah,
but his non-English are a different thing, aren't they? It's hard to like.
yeah.
They're a, they don't compare. They don't compare. Let's put
Mm.
it that way. Um, and while I remember liking Hellboy 2, I do remember thinking the first one was significantly better, as far as I was concerned. But
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't know for sure. So
yeah.
yeah, good film this.
Mm.
Enjoyed it. It was the CG was better than I was expecting it to be, but the film
Yeah,
was about what I was expecting it to be. You know, I remembered it quite
yeah.
fondly, and it was still didn't disappoint. Wasn't significantly better than I remembered it, apart from the CG. What about you?
Yeah, it's a very fun film, and I guess probably brought like a lot of attention to the like Hellboy as a brand, sort of comic
Yeah, I
wise.
think I want to
So
read
I
this
heard that
first
like
comic.
this like
Yeah,
at the very least led into a lot of sales for the comic.
yeah,
But
great,
yeah,
great.
really
Um,
fun.
Quite interesting because this was pre the Marvel thing, so there was probably a lot of
Yeah,
nerves
you had
around
like
doing a comic book thing,
three,
right?
4 years before like Iron Man, right?
I mean, it proved his metal in Blade 2 that he could deliver a really cool
Yeah,
comic
and
book
also had
franchise movie, right?
Ron Perlman in. So yeah, so,
He was,
to think
yes, he
about it.
was. He
Yeah,
was he was antagonistic towards Blade.
yeah,
Um so it was kind of that probably got him this gig. I imagine Blade 2
yeah.
probably got him this gig. Um
Well, I did read a thing that he was basically told, "Hey, you can." He was offered either Hellboy or Blade 3, and there was a brief plan for Del Toro to do both for a while.
oh, that would have been too much.
This is take it with a grain of salt because this is stuff I've just read off the internet.
Yeah.
But he decided on committing to Hellboy instead of Blade 3. So
Yeah, I mean, I quite like Blade 3, but it is the lesser of all the Blade films by
yeah,
far. Um, and Wesley Snipes was not particularly cooperative during that film. So probably a good thing that he concentrated on one because it would have been
mm,
hell to try to do both at the same time.
yeah,
And honestly, the amount of practical effects and setups they would have had to have done, how could you split work like that? You know,
yeah,
it's not on, is it? Okay, let's get to rating. Shall I rate? Do you want to rate?
yeah.
How do you want to do it?
You're right first.
I give this. I'm hovering between a 4 and a 4.5 out of 5. I'll say a 4. 4 out of 5 for me, this one. But a
Okay,
high 4, a high 4. It's
yeah,
it's damn close to 4.5. I
yeah,
really enjoyed it. I thought it was solid. The problem is it's hard talking it back because there's quite a lot of similar scenes. So when you start talking about it, it's like,
yes,
was it this?
yes.
That doesn't
It's
mean
like,
it's an
oh, does this bit
incoherent
in the
film.
tunnel trip? Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're watching it, it's fine. It's like
Yeah.
the continuity just kind of works
Yeah, and I
because
must
it's
stress it's not just one massive long fight. It's not boring in
no,
that way. It has proper lulls, which allow you to sort of settle in ready for the next fight. It just
mm,
happens to have a lot of fights in a similar looking environments, and
yeah,
often in the subway or the drains or mausoleums,
yeah,
all on underground pretty much, apart from one little bit for a fair. But
yeah,
it's it's in the museum, it's underground, it's all that. But yeah, I give this a 4 out of 5, and a solid recommend. Really, really enjoyed this
yes,
one.
yeah. Do
I've only got it on DVD, and I did watch it on DVD, and it still looked pretty good. But I have got an upscaling player, so that may have helped. Upscales to 4K
yeah,
as well.
probably.
But I think I might get the Blu-ray if I see it on sale anywhere. I haven't actually looked on Amazon. If it's under a tenner, I'll probably just get it. frankly. Um, but yeah, I watched. There's some goofy extras on it too, like supposed comic book version. But when you watched it, it was pretty much almost a
The motion
static
comic.
image with a
Okay.
scrolling text telling you the story. Says, "Nah, this is shit."
Ugh.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a comic at all. But yeah, that's what I was through. What about you?
Yeah, I'd rate it much the same, about an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, highly recommend watching it. Everything I've heard about the Hellboy comics is very good. So it's from like people I know that read comics, read a lot of comics. Yeah, they also do highly recommend them. When I told someone I was going to be watching this, they recommended a few.
Oh,
I'll need
okay,
to pick
cool.
their brain on the actual names of them because I can't remember them off the
I
top of my head.
certainly want to get to see the destruction, which is what this film was based on.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get that and see how I feel about it because
Mm.
some styles I don't take to, and some I do.
Yeah, and
Uh,
for reference to people listening, the Hellboy comics are very stylized. Like
yes,
the
they're
all the
Dark
everything I've
Horse, aren't
seen.
they? Or they used
Yeah,
to be Dark Horse.
think so.
But yeah. But some of the frame, I've seen a few panels and they look really cool. They look really good.
Yeah,
So yeah, there is that. All right, then I think we'll wind up there. So next time we do Daisy Daisy, it'll be your choice. You got quite a selection.
yeah.
You can't have Del Toro, but you got Ron
Uh,
Perlman, you got John Hurt, you got
what
Selma
if we
Blair.
just do the sequel and just say it's like, hey, here's all of them. So
Yes, maybe we'll see. I'm
yeah,
I'm all right with that because you can pick Perlman, you can pick Blair, Selma Blair's in the sequel,
yeah,
right? Or you can pick Doug Jones even, right?
yeah,
I mean, Doug Jones alone has got a whole world
yeah.
of things you can pick from. Yeah, all right. Let's
Mm.
wind up there. So bye from me.
Bye.